Are you struggling to get readers to trust you enough to buy your books? You're not alone. Hi, I'm Bonnie Paulson, and I'm here with Finding Your Indie, and we're going to talk about how, as a new author, gaining trust is the number one key to long-term book sales. We're not just learning about the short term and like doing like a blast and being viral. We're talking about how to make this sustainable. So I want you to learn how to build credibility, connect with readers, and sell more books without feeling salesy. All right, so let's talk about why trust matters. Readers buy from authors they trust. Trust isn't something like, oh, I trust them not to tell my secret. They honestly want to buy experiences, emotions, connections. They're looking for a specific feel with that book. I'm having this experience right now with movies, okay? So I have this thing where I'm always looking for the next Greenland. Have you seen Greenland? It's this like end of the world kind of apocalyptic feel with Gerard Butler, swoon. So Greenland. I also really liked World War Z. I really liked the first 4 seasons of Walking Dead. There is a feel that I'm looking for, and I can't seem to find it. And the more I'm like, hey, what is this? Is there a book similar to Greenland in there, or a movie similar to Greenland? They are falling short. I'm looking for a specific return on my feelings, my emotional investment. That's what I want. And so they have Greenland 2 coming out here in 2025. And I'm hoping they don't break the bank. Now, one of my absolute favorite series ever, not books, again in movies, is Quiet Place. Now, the reason I'm speaking in movies is because most people tend to see these mainstream movies. Not everybody knows the different types of books that I bring up. So I'm talking about The Quiet Place. And the reason I love The Quiet Place is because it's consistent. You'll have heard me reference this before. The movie 1, Quiet Place 1, was phenomenal. Quiet Place 2 was phenomenal. Quiet Place 3, day 1, phenomenal. Why? Because they were the same. They were the same story, and that's exactly what I was looking for. I was looking for the same points, the same character feel, the same settings, the same emotional return by the end of the movie. And I saw a bunch of people who were critics. They were like, oh, watching day 1 was just like watching the first movie. And I was like, yeah, like, what's wrong with that? Can we have day 1, day 3, day 4? Like, can we continue to have this? How about A Quiet Place Spain? How about A Quiet Place Mexico? Can we do A Quiet Place over in France? Like, can we do all of these different places and have them hit the same things? John Krasinski, the question is tossed back over to you because I am there for it. I am there for every single one. I'm okay if I'm guessing the ending, right? I'm okay with that. I'm okay being like, okay, he's going to jump in the water and save the cat because I'm okay with that. Sometimes with these movies, it's okay to know the ending because the monster jumping out at you from the water was not expected and my heart rate is still trying to recover. That is trust. So when Krasinski put out all 3 movies, and all 3 movies were absolutely to brand and absolutely hit what I was looking for, he has my trust. Any movie Krasinski puts out, I will absolutely trust that it will be good. M. Night Shyamalan, very similar idea, right? You know that you're going to get this good story. I think the best one that he did was the Split series. That was tremendous because he actually finalized the storylines, and that was terrific. Okay, so I'm kind of going off here, but what I'm getting at is gaining the trust means that you have repeat buyers and you have word of mouth referrals and you have loyal fans. Like, this is huge, okay? They don't just buy books. People are buying experiences, emotions, connections. They don't need to be connected to you, but they are connected to you because you're the one delivering the stories, okay? And again, if readers don't trust the brand, they won't invest in your story. Another way that you can actually break their trust, and I've done this, so I know that this is a thing, is you put up 2 books in a 5-book series and you don't deliver on the rest of the books. You never put the books up. There's only 2 books. I literally have a series sitting there right now with 2 books. People are constantly asking me, when's the next book coming out? And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know what to tell you. And it's been 2 years. It's a thing. So I have broken my trust in that regards. And that's something we can talk about later, how to fix trust with your readers. But right now, what we're talking about is as beginners, as beginning authors, or even an author who has, who's been out there and can't figure out why their readers aren't hitting or why their sales aren't hitting. Some of these things should be able to help you. So the very first thing you want to do is make sure that you're creating a strong first impression. Look legit. Have good covers, right? Looking legit means that you're going to equal gaining trust, okay? Amateur covers, typos up in your blurbs, typos all through your book kind of tend to scare readers away. That's okay because you can fix those things, but just make sure that you're not being consistent in the in the quality if your quality is not very good. Always strive to do better, okay? An action step I want you to think about is maybe you invest in high quality covers and a compelling typo-free book description. That's easy, right? That should already be in your toolkit of things that you're going to do to create a strong brand. Here's a bad cover. Here's a good cover. And you can see one looks like a 5-year-old did it and one looks like a professional did it. I did both covers. Yeah. I taught myself because I was too picky with how my covers were coming out or weren't coming out. And so I finally decided to do it myself. Do I recommend that for everybody? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Clearly, we've got a problem. But I'm also the type of person who has to take on every single thing as a challenge. So I learned how to do covers and they look beautiful. So the next one is, let's talk about step 2, building your online presence. This is so excellent. And I think it's so important. People think that, for instance, if you're an author and you're trying to build your website, which every author should have a website, even if it's just a landing page, they think, oh, I have to do a blog about my writing. No, not your writing craft, not things that you want to do as a writer. That's things that are important to other writers. Readers want to read things like what inspired it. Somebody who does this really well is Diane Capri. Go and check out her website. It's phenomenal. She has things that tie into her stories and she'll tell you this is what happened here and this is what I learned here and this is how it ties into this book. That is awesome. That is so interesting. And as a reader, I would love to see that kind of stuff and then how it ties into a book. Now, you might also do some things like some roundups, right? Best romances of March 2024. And you'll want to be like, oh yeah, these are the best books with a summary and link them. And you'll get the metadata if people are Googling that. What are readers getting when they Google you? What do they find? So a professional author website, hopefully, is one of the first things that they'll find because that builds credibility, okay? And then another place is social media. Are you keeping your social media up to date? Look, y'all, I do not post daily. I don't post weekly. I don't post at all. However, I do have a VA who does that for me, and she does a great job. Actually, I don't want to call her VA. It's Mandy. Mandy does my social media. She will VA for other people and do social media for other people. She does mine. She's phenomenal at it. I'm not kidding, phenomenal. And I think what's super important is that everything directs to your hub. Okay, so I learned this a while back. It was actually a really cool concept. So you go, and I don't want to be on Twitter. I don't want to be posting up in there. It's too much of a headache. So on my banner for Twitter, it actually says, find me at, and then it links to my Facebook page. That's where I want people to come. I'm comfortable using Facebook. I know that I can go in there and make comments. I know that I can go in there and I run ads. Like I have to have an active page for all of that. Okay. So that's fine. And TikTok, I'll do the same thing. Go check out my Facebook page. So everything comes back to Facebook and Facebook points them to my website or points them to Amazon or wherever I have my books at. And that is kind of what you want to do for an active social media. Or something that I use also that Mandy uses is Bonidi, and you'll want to check this out. Inside of Bonidi, it has a social media planner where it will like post from in your actual account all of the things to all of the places: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter. I can't remember all of them, but there's a lot in there that you can do with your social media planner. Now, as I'm slowly starting to take things over from Mandy for the actual social media aspects of my pen names, that is actually making things a lot easier for me. So you want to make sure that your social media is available and it's where readers can connect with you. Okay. Another one, here's your action step. I want you to claim your Amazon author page if you haven't already and you're a new author, or if you have pen names that are just kind of sitting out there, they need an Amazon author page. You also want to grab a Goodreads page and set up a simple website. It doesn't have to be like super engaging, okay? It just needs to be informative and show you and look professional. Keep your branding consistent. All right, step 3 that we're talking about today is we're going to use reviews and social proof. Readers trust other readers. So you might want to have an ARC team, an advanced reader team, okay? You could also encourage early reviews from your launch team, which is your ARC readers team. Encourage early reviews by having paperbacks up like a couple days before your ebook so you can have reviews up for launch day. Showcase testimonials and blurbs from influencers or fellow authors on your social media, on your ads, in your newsletters. Make it a thing so other people can see, oh yeah, this book is good because and have other readers tell them why. You like the book because you wrote the book, but the reason you like the book is going to be different than why your readers like the book. And having them explain it to other readers is kind of like having your best friend go and wingman for you and find you the guy to date. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, so another one would be to share readers' reactions and reviews all over social media, like I said. If you can get people to actually come to your Facebook page and leave a review there, cool. If you can have them do it on your website, really cool, because those can actually be linked out. Now, if you have Amazon set up, your Author Central page, and you have it set up to link to your RSS feed on your blog or your website, what you can do is have people come and leave comments, and then you can highlight the comments and put them into blog posts so those show up on your Amazon author page as well. Look at the all ideas. It's so much fun. Okay, so for this action step, I would say ask for reviews at the back of your book and build an ARC team. You can also ask inside of your newsletters that aren't sent out to your regular review team or your regular ARC team and just say, hey, if you read these books, could you do me a hot fave and go and leave a review, and then make sure you put links in there. It's great, great fun. Step number 4, show up and engage. Y'all, I suck at this. Let's be real. I suck at this. I do not want to engage with people. I feel like I do so much of that already that I'm just like, I kind of shut down when I start thinking. This is why I have fraud syndrome towards my own books, but not towards my clients, because I know the right things to do, but I don't do them for my own stuff. So this is years actually of me stepping in and doing the correct things that I know I'm supposed to do, but I just haven't let myself do. So you're going to be here along for the ride. All right. So the first one is be a real person, not just a sales machine. Okay, so post behind the scenes content, writing process, book inspiration, reader shout outs. Remember those reviews that we talked about? Why not feature one and be like, this made me feel so good. This is why I do stuff. And I see that a lot. And those are the types of posts that really get me because I'm like, oh, I want to read that book now because this actually helps someone. Okay. Another one, engage in reader groups, social media discussions, and newsletters. Yes on newsletters. Yes on social media discussions if it comes up and it's organic feeling, like you don't want to force anything. Don't be like in a prepper group and be like, I wrote this apocalyptic book and this is where this is important. Like, no, just no. Reader groups, if you're invited, if it's your own reader group or you are doing a swap or something, absolutely you must engage. That's the whole point you're being in there. Don't do it just because. Like, I do not believe in doing anything just because you're supposed to. There is no such thing as supposed to. There is, here are tips, here are tricks, here's what my experience has been, this is what I know, and these are my suggestions, but I would never, ever, ever tell someone, you have to do this. Okay? Ever. I mean, if you're an author, you kind of have to write, but like, you get it, right? You get where I'm coming from? Okay. So if you want like a ranty feel of what you should and shouldn't do in the author industry, you can go ahead and check out my video on who do you think you are? I get kind of up in arms up over there. Okay. So just be aware. All right. Step 5 is to offer value before selling. This is something that you can start practicing even if you don't have a book out yet. This is something that you can start talking about. If you're a brand new author, this is a great place to start talking about your prequel, to start talking about what you have up before you even have anything there. So the concept is give before you ask. So offer a free reader magnet, like a short story, exclusive chapter, bonus content. If you're not sure how to do that, you're just like, I don't really know how to do that, go and check out our reader magnet course. We have a pairing. It's actually super cheap, but it tells you how to do a reader magnet from start to finish, exactly what to use if you already have a bunch of material and how to know if you can use it or not. And then in the second pairing, that it's like a duet kind of courses. The second one is how to run ads to build that list up slowly. So make sure you have a reader magnet. So it's free, right? And it can be any of those things we talked about. And then you can teach or entertain people. So teaching or entertaining are the two biggest things on social media. If you're teaching someone or entertaining them or both, you are actually connecting with them in a way that people are searching for. You don't just want to promote your books. Although if your book does teach or it does entertain, you can feature that with like an excerpt or be like, yeah, I learned this and I put this in my book. Okay. Action step for this one would be set up a reader magnet opt-in on your website or book funnel. Again, if you don't know how to do that, please go and check out Reader Magnet. It literally walks you through start to finish. You can do this in less than an hour. Step 6, we're going to talk about how to be consistent and patient. I literally included this because I needed it. I am the worst at being consistent and being patient. I do not have either of those skills coming out in trades. I feel like I'm crocheting from insanity constantly. You need to understand that readers don't trust you the first time they hear from you. They're not going to. Nobody is. So trust is built over time and not overnight, okay? Consistent branding, messaging, and presence build long-term credibility. Please, please, please do not look at something, put up a reader magnet and be like, it's been 2 days. I haven't sold out of my series. I don't know what to do. It takes time. Okay, I do that. I'm like, oh, I have this list. It's 12,000. I know that they've all read my books. They haven't. Why haven't I made $1 billion? Like, this is literally my mindset too. So I know that when people start ads with me, clients and stuff, the very first thing I say is, this is going to take some time. We're not going to see a return right away. And if you stop things or you slow things down, it's going to slow our momentum down. So you need to remember those same things for yourself, just like I do for myself. So consistent branding, messaging, and presence build long-term credibility. So I stepped back from my main pen name for more than 2 years. No newsletters were sent. No releases were done, like nothing. It was like I disappeared because I was so burnt out. I was so burnt out chasing sales, feeling like I wasn't enough, that I pulled away from the thing that actually made me happy. And this is okay. I'm acknowledging this. So what I'm having to do this year is start fresh. And how do you do that? Well, you don't expect money to come right away. You have to start fresh. So you start cleaning up your newsletter list. You start building out your reader magnets better. You make sure your automation's in place, and you start to be more consistent in your presence everywhere, just like what we're talking about. Okay. So I'm focusing on long-term growth, not just quick sales. Action step is to create a simple marketing plan. If you don't know how to do this, go check out some of the things that we have down in our description. We've got some great tools like Boss Mode that is actually starting, or actually has already started for this quarter, but you can start us up and join us for a third quarter. But for a simple marketing plan, 1 post a day. Figure out what the message is, and that's what you're going to do. 1 newsletter a month. Give yourself a step to start with, and then build out from there. And our final takeaway for today's video is building trust is your biggest marketing asset. And there's a lot of ways you can do that, but remember what we just talked about: being consistent and delivering on your brand over and over and over. Okay, you have to put the time in for things to work out. And I know that this is true because I've done this to myself. I've been in this game since 2006, and I literally can tell you right now that it has been the best and worst decision that I've ever done. I have stopped things. I've tried things. If you've seen any of my videos, you know that I have done some really stupid stuff in marketing as I've tested, but I've tested it. And I can tell you, don't do that because I've done it and it is ugly. It is not a good thing to do. But I learned, and that is the only way that you're going to actually do anything is by actually trying things out. Okay, you got to test things and try things for yourself. So building trust is your biggest marketing asset. Which tips are you going to try first? Let me know in the comments, because if you can pick up one thing from this video and help yourself do 1% better, that is something you can compound. You can compound 1%. You cannot compound 0. So think about that. Let me know in the comments. And then I want you to like and engage and share, notify, hit subscribe, because we need to know how we can help you. And the only way we can do that is if you engage and let us know what tips and tricks would actually help you some more. Okay. And if this is something that helped you, go and check out our Grow Here page. It has a bunch of freebies on it. You can totally sign up for something and be like, yeah, I needed this information. And it might just be exactly what you were looking for to break through. Okay. And remember that you're not in this alone. We're in an industry of people who have been trained that we're supposed to be competing with each other, but we're not. We're not supposed to be competing with each other. We're supposed to be helping each other. Readers like to read. You like to write. Let's make the two meet in the middle.